And then we are going to get started. So I'm going to actually have you stand up today and just feel your feet on the ground. Good morning, everyone. I know this week I am in person at Westminster and also on Zoom, and I'm not sure about next week, so I will let you know. Because our numbers in the state are going up, and so they might make some changes. So I want you to feel your feet on the ground, and we're going to use our hands for a moment. And the first thing I want you to do with your hands is place them on your heart and just take a couple of nice deep breaths. And feel your breath in your body, and feel your body, and feel your feet on the ground. Lots of feels, right? And notice, just scan through your body, notice how you're feeling today. And then think about how you want to feel when we're done with the practice. So notice any aches and pains, notice any discomfort, notice any lightness, any openness. And then after you set your intention, what I want you to do, you're going to start at the top above your head, and you're going to sweep over your body towards the ground, and you go down as low as you want to, right? So you're starting at above the head, and you're just going to sweep down towards the ground. Then you're going to sweep off your arms. Then you're going to do the sides of the body, and then you're going to do the back. So you're just sweeping your energy field. And as you do so, just notice if there's any difference in sensation. And once you are done with the back, again, you're going to connect to your breath. We're going to inhale, shoulders up towards the ears, and then roll them down the back body. Just moving with your breath, inhaling up with the shoulders, exhaling, sliding the shoulder blades down your back. One more time. Inhaling up, exhaling down. All right, now if you have a tennis ball, I'm going to have you find your tennis ball, and we're just going to roll the bottoms of the feet. So, you know, lots of us have been kind of in home for a while now, you know, and so thinking about what are those aspects of self-care in your yoga practice that really support you. And for me, for many years, one of them has been rolling my feet on the tennis ball, right? It helps me, like after I'm done rolling, I feel much more grounded. I feel much more connected to the floor, to my mat. So once you are done with your second foot, now you're going to find a block or whatever you're using that's like your block. You're going to place it between your thighs. And you're going to feel your feet on the floor. Connect to your breath. And I want you to feel your feet on the floor, take your big toes down, little toes up, and then switch that. Right? Then take the little toes down, big toes up, and just do that a couple of times. And notice as you do that, what happens up through the line of your legs. Like what happens when you press down with the inside of your foot, what happens when you press down with the little toes and the outside of the foot. And just do that a couple more times, alternating. Lots of good information comes here, right? Now you're going to take your hands onto your thighs, and I'm turning so that they can see me. You're going to inhale up and exhale, slide down. And just do that a few times, again, with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and at the same time, you're still pressing your feet into the floor, and you're pressing in with your thighs. Right? And the next time that you come up, again, feeling your feet on the floor, and if it feels okay to move through your arms, we're going to inhale the arms up towards the ceiling and exhale, sit down into a little chair, right? Just a little chair so far. Inhale up and exhale down. Now at the same time, you're pressing in with your hands, right? Inhale is up, exhale is down, so that we're engaging all those muscular and energetic chains in our body. Now, next time you come down to your mini chair, so just a little bit, Make sure the low back is good and your lower abdominals are engaged. You're still breathing. Now, you're gonna turn your palms down and you're gonna act like you're rowing a boat, okay? So inhale is gonna be arms extended. Exhale, you're gonna pull back. Inhale, exhale. Makes me wanna make a face, right? You can tell I've been working with my trainer, my son, the trainer again, right? He's determined to get me buff. Don't know that it's gonna happen, but that's okay. All right, one last time. Okay, great. And then you're gonna extend those arms, come on up. We're gonna keep the block there for one more time. How are we doing with that? So notice how it feels in your butt and in your lower abdominals and your hips and your feet on the floor. Okay, and if you want to get rid of the block at any point, you can do that. So again, you're gonna feel your feet on the ground, connect with the breath. Then we're gonna inhale, arms up, and if you want to come up onto your toes, do so, and exhale, come down. I'm just gonna close this door because it bothers me. So you're gonna keep doing that. Inhale, arms up, exhale, down. Let's do it 2 more times. And notice, is it more interesting having the block between your thighs, right? Now, next time you come down, you're gonna take one arm forward, one arm back, and they're gonna meet overhead, and if it's safe and comfortable, you're gonna come up onto your toes. Inhale up, exhale down. Alternating sides. And for most of you, this is not new stuff, right? And you're just noticing how it feels. One more time on each side with your breath. Great, and when you come down, again, you can still keep the block for the next couple of things. Now we're gonna bring our elbows up to shoulder height. Fingers are pointing down. I want you to wiggle your fingers. I know, it's a little bit goofy, but that's okay. All right, and then you're gonna stop wiggling the fingers. Now the inhale is gonna be turn your palms forward. You're trying to keep this upper arm level with the shoulders, and exhale, come down. Yeah, and if you have a mirror close by, that might be helpful. And you're just moving your arms with the breath. And notice, I notice when I make certain movements, my shoulders want to move. So you're just noticing how your body responds. Last time, exhale, hands down, relax the arms, and then I just want you to shake out your hands and your arms. The mirror is helpful. All right, and then you're gonna keep breathing. And I think now we'll get rid of the block. I was noticing having the block there is making me warmer. Not sure why that happened. And you might want to have your block towards the front of your mat if you have one. Okay. And yes, my head is cut off, but you know that it's still attached to me. So now we're gonna inhale, and you can either take your arms up in line with your ears or keep them on your thighs. We're gonna inhale up, exhale, come into your forward bend. Inhale, slide halfway up. Exhale in towards your legs, and the next inhale, let's step back with the right foot into a nice deep lunge. Okay, and you could have your back foot on a wall, you can have your knee down, but you're gonna find your balance, isometrically pull your feet towards one another, hands come up onto your thigh. And just breathe for a moment. Now inhale, it's gonna be here with our bent elbows, fingers pointing up. Exhale, you're gonna stretch the arms forward and straighten that front leg. You could have your back heel up or down. Inhale, elbows and knee bend. Exhale, extend. Move with your breath. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Obviously, if it doesn't work for your body, you're going to modify however you need to. Last time. Now, as we exhale, we're gonna take the hands to the ground. We're gonna add in a twist. You could have your right hand on a block, left hand on your thigh. Gentle belly twist towards the inner thigh. Maybe that left arm reaches up. Maybe it comes around your back body, opening up that chest a little bit more. only moving to a depth that feels really good for you, okay? Now on an exhale, and just looking for a little bit of stability here, we're gonna bring the hand down to the hip and turn your body back towards the ground, and then inhale, come on up into your lunge. And if it feels good, you're gonna reach those arms up. Now on the exhale, and stay with me here, and you do what works for you, we're gonna step forward into a forward bend. So beware of your block. Come into a forward bend. Inhale, come on up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. And take a breath. That was a little warming for me. I'm wondering how others are doing. Now we're gonna do the other side. So inhale, either hands on your thighs or arms up towards the sky. Exhale into a forward bend. Inhale, slide halfway up. Exhale in towards your legs. And then we're going to step back with the left foot this time, isometrically pulling your feet towards one another. Make sure that front knee is over your ankle. And then come on up into your lunge. Breathe and focus. And I know we're going slowly. I want you to feel your breath in your body. And again, we're going to inhale with our elbows and our knees bent. And then exhale, extend the front leg and the arms. Inhale, bend front knee and elbows. Exhale, extend. 3 more times with your breath, moving in your own pace. Obviously, changing up whatever you need to. I'm actually sweating a little bit. Oh my gosh. Last one. And again, once we inhale and we bend, we're going to exhale and come down to the ground. Left hand on the block, right hand on the thigh. Gentle twist towards the inner thigh. And possibly reaching that right arm up towards the sky, only if it enhances the pose. Keep breathing. Some of you may even want to bend the elbow and take the arm behind you. Breathe and focus. On an exhale, we're going to bring that hand down to the thigh, other hand onto the thigh. Lift your body up. And you're still breathing, still focused, still balanced. On the exhale, again, and be aware of that block in front, we're going to step into a forward bend. Okay? So inhale up. Exhale, hands come down, step that back foot forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Just take a moment and notice how you're feeling. All right, now, everybody's doing good? I can't see everybody, right? All right, so now I want you to find a strap or something that you're using like a strap. So you can use a sock, a belt, anything that gives you a little bit of distance between your hands. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want you to take your strap into your left hand and stretch that left arm up towards the ceiling, then bend the elbow and walk your right hand up towards the left hand. All right, so I'm walking my hands towards one another. Now I'm going to step, just a small step, right foot forward. My feet are still hip width apart, and there may be, 1 or 2 feet distance apart. Pulling isometrically front foot towards back foot. Notice what happens in your butt and your hips. Then inhale is going to be up. Exhale, you're going to come forward, but it's just going to be a little bit of a bend. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, forward just a little bit. Because I want you to notice the little movements that you're feeling. Yeah, and it is helpful sometimes to have a mirror to look at. So the next time that you inhale up, you're going to step your feet together, relax your arms, take the strap into the right hand, stretch that arm up towards the ceiling, bend the right elbow, start to walk your left hand up to meet the right. So both elbows, one's pointing up, one's pointing down. And then you're going to step forward with your left foot. And again, isometrically pulling your feet towards one another, and notice what you feel in your hips and your butt. Inhale is going to be up. Exhale, coming forward just a little bit, not letting that top elbow drop. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Moving with your breath. Don't let go of pulling your legs towards one another. We're going to do it one more time. And when you inhale up, you're going to relax the arms, shake them out a little bit. You're still going to use your strap, so don't let it go. Now, what I want you to do, and lots of different ways to do this. You could do this with your hands on a wall or the back of a chair or a sofa. So you could press your hands into something, or you can have the strap about shoulder height, and you're going to pull on the strap, right? So you're pulling both hands away from one another. And again, I want you to notice, where do you feel sensation in your body when you pull on that strap? Right? And then I want you to feel your feet on the ground, all those 4 points, the base of the big toe, base of the little toe, both sides of the heels. Now you're going to shift your weight into the left foot and see if you can lift your right foot off of the ground without bending the knee. Keep breathing. And then with your breath, on an exhale, you're going to start to extend that leg behind you, the right leg. Your body's going to start to come forward at the same pace that your leg lifts up, right? And if you start to lose your balance, you're going to pull on the strap a little bit more. And you're only going to come to a place that feels safe and comfortable. Keep breathing. On an inhale, come on up. The foot comes down, you relax the arms. Take a breath, roll through your shoulders for just a moment. Kind of our, release. Then you're going to lift your arms up again, shoulder height, gentle tug on the strap, ground down through that right foot. So notice base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, both sides of the heels. Shift your weight and lift the left leg without bending the knee. Breathe and focus, find your non-moving spot, your drishti to look at, and then let the leg guide your body forward. Keep breathing. Again, as you start to feel complete, whenever that is, you'll inhale, come up, and relax your arms, wiggle, roll through your shoulders, whatever feels good. Then you're going to take a comfortable stance, so maybe feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. We're going to have the strap in front of us now, and you're going to take your hands a little bit wider. Okay? So now, the inhale, let's see where I need to go. Inhale, you're going to take your arms up, and then you're going to exhale, come back. Inhale up, exhale forward. If you find yourself doing the wiggle dance and bending your elbows, give yourself a little bit more strap. Okay? Inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale forward. A couple more times. And it's okay if it feels nice and easy. Okay, now next time that you're back, you might have to give yourself a little bit more strap. And you're going to take left arm forward, right arm back. Legs stay where they are, and your head is going to either point forward or move with your body. Right? You're going to do what feels comfortable. Keep breathing and moving. And the next time that you do the right side, you're going to come back to the center. Have we done enough on the arms and the shoulders? I can feel it, but I've been lifting weights recently. So when you are done, roll through your shoulders a little bit. Take a breath. And we're going to, let's do one more thing while we're standing up. So I want you to have your feet maybe as wide as your mat, and you're going to pull in towards the center. So for me, it's a lot easier to feel that sensation of pulling into the center when I have the block between my thighs. But without having our legs closer together, like we can't really have the block there, right? So I want you to connect your feet to the floor and isometrically pull in towards the center with your legs. And I'm doing this with my hands because it's kind of like my hands guide the rest of my body. So I want you to try that. Right? Take your hands out, inhale, exhale, pull in towards the center. See if you can connect that inside of your foot with the inside line of your legs as you pull in. You see a little bit of shaking heads, like, yes, I get that. So now I want you to pull in towards the center, hold that with your legs, and we're going to take the hands on the outside of the thighs. Inhale, and exhale back to center. Inhale, we're going to slide down, and you can slide that outside hand up as high or as low as you want to, right? Just moving, if you can. So as soon as we start moving, it's a lot harder to hold the legs. So you're going to do what feels okay. Now, if you want to turn your face up towards that lifted shoulder, you can add that in as well. And I found myself, of course, I'm talking and teaching at the same time, but there are certain points where it's like, oh, I can feel that I let go of holding the inside of my legs, right? So the next time you do your second side, you're going to pause for a moment. Last thing, you're going to grab your strap. We're going to take it to the back body. You still have your feet a comfortable distance apart. You might have brought them in a little bit. We're going to take the strap behind us and have your hands about shoulder distance apart. Inhale, body up. Exhale, come into a forward bend. You can bend your knees. Next inhale, we're going to take the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come down, press down with the feet. Inhale, body up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, take the hands away from the low back. Exhale, hands and strap come down, press down with the feet. Inhale, come up. One more time. Exhale into your forward bend. Inhale, stretch those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, press with the feet, and come on up. All right. Now we're going to make our way down to the ground. And if you like to have a blanket under your knees, go ahead and place one there. And we're going to use the strap one more time because we're going to do that same thing that we just did when we were standing up, but now we're in a kneeling position. So you're going to have the strap behind you. Okay? And you might like to have a block in front. Okay? So inhale, body's up, and we're holding the strap behind the low back. Exhale, forehead towards the floor or the block. And then inhale, we're going to reach the hands up towards the sky. And this time we're going to keep the arms reaching up towards the sky as long as it's comfortable for us, right? Not forever, but we're not going to move up and down like we did when we were standing. Keep breathing. Obviously, if it's too stressful or stressful at all, you're going to relax the arms down. On an exhale, the hands come down. Inhale, body comes up. We're going to do that one more time. Is that okay? Okay, inhale, body up. Exhale, forehead to the block. Inhale, take the arms up towards the ceiling. And keep breathing. So you inhale the arms up, then you keep them up, and you keep. Beautiful. Now, exhale those arms down. Inhale, body up. Then you're going to take your bottom to the ground and sweep your legs around. And we're going to use our strap, well, at least one more time because I'm not really sure what we're going to do yet. So what I want you to do is, even if you can touch your hands to your feet, I want you to place the strap around the padded part of your feet, just like you're standing, and have your feet about hip width apart so that they could be touching, but see if you can give them a little bit of distance. Okay, now you're going to hold on to your straps and sit up nice and tall. Some of you might like a little blanket under your sits bones if you find yourself rounding through your upper back. And you're gonna walk your hands down the straps so that the elbows are straight. Then the inhale is gonna be sitting up. Exhale, you're gonna bend the elbows and pull on the strap and come forward with your chest, your heart. Inhale, come up, the arms straighten. Exhale, forward bend, pulling. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you're pulling on the strap as the elbows bend and you come forward. Inhale, body comes up, arms straighten. Exhale, you come forward, leading with your heart. We're gonna do it one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, come forward. And then when you're ready, come on up. We'll take that strap off. And we're going to come into a wide stance, a wide angle with the legs, but not super wide, right? Again, maybe as wide as your mat, and I'm off at an angle so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. And now it's a lot harder when we don't have our feet touching the floor, but I want you to think about your legs pulling in towards one another. Does that make sense? So your feet are flexed and you're engaging the inner thighs, the inner legs towards one another. We're gonna take the hands onto the legs. You're sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, slide down the legs. Inhale up. Exhale down. If it causes you any discomfort, bring your legs a little bit closer together. And last time, exhale down. Inhale up. And then let's make our way, and I'm thinking what I want you to have. Let's have a blanket, a block, and your strap close by. And what I'd like you to do is to very carefully make your way onto your back body. I think I'm gonna flip my mat around because I forgot to grab two. Okay. So you're going to get yourself onto your back body, and we're going to start with our block close by. Okay? So get yourself comfortable on the ground. Some of you might like a little blanket under your back body. We're going to have the legs perpendicular to the ground to the best of our ability with the feet flexed, and you have a block in your hands. So the bottoms of your feet are pointing towards the ceiling. You have the block in your hands, and you're going to lift it up. And I'm holding the block between my two palms. Okay, so the inhale is going to be head and back body on the floor. The exhale, I'm going to reach the block towards my shins. Inhale, come down to the ground. Exhale, come up towards the shins. Obviously, if this doesn't work for your head and neck, to lift your head and neck up, then you can just reach your hands, arms, block towards the legs. Okay, we're gonna do it 2 more times. Inhale down, exhale, come up. I know I'm working you today. How do I know? Because I can feel it. So next time you inhale down, we're gonna bend the knees now, feet are still flexed. So now your lower legs are parallel with the floor. And we're going to place the block between the knees or the thighs, whatever is more comfortable. And then you're going to stretch your arms out to the sides with the palms down. And here, just for a moment, I want you to imagine that our feet are pressing into a wall and that you could connect the base of the big toe, the base of the pinky toe, and both sides of the heel. So you're pressing out with your feet, trying to make that connection. And when you do that, notice what happens in your legs, squeezing onto the block, in your butt, and your back on the floor. And now, we're going to inhale center. Exhale, you're going to take your knees over to the right, just a little bit, like 3 or 4 inches. Inhale back to the center. If it feels comfortable to move your head in the opposite direction, you're going to do so. If you prefer to just focus on the knees, then you're going to do that. okay? And if it doesn't feel good to move a lot, then maybe you just move, you know, a centimeter or two, right? You're finding a movement that works for you, and you might feel this a little bit in your core, right? Noticing what's happening as you move the legs, possibly you're moving the head, and always you're moving the breath. Long, smooth breaths. Now the next time that you do your second side, you're going to come back to the center with the head and the legs, and now we're going to take that block and we're going to place it between the lower legs, and I'm using the block in the middle width, and I'm placing that between my calves, right, pulling into the center. I'm going to show you two different things. You're going to do the one that feels better in your body. So first of all, you're going to have the block a comfortable distance. If it doesn't work with the block, you're going to get rid of that. Option A might be inhale, legs pointing up towards the ceiling. Exhale, you bend at the knees and bring the block down a little bit. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend. Option B might be inhale, legs perpendicular to the floor. Exhale, with the legs straight, you start to bring them down towards the ground. Okay, you're going to choose which feels better in your body. Right, so you're either bending the legs or you're bringing the legs up and down towards the floor. Right, and I'll kind of alternate between the two. And you'll notice they don't necessarily work the same exact muscles, but they both work muscles, right? All right, so next time that your legs are straight, you're gonna take out that block and bend your knees and bring your knees in towards your chest. And you might want to roll side to side, you might just want to hug your knees, or you might want to come into a little circle. And if you do the circles, just make sure you go around in both directions, noticing how you feel. How's your breath? How's your body doing? Now for the next couple of movements, you could choose to place a block under your pelvis, okay? And if you're doing so, make sure that the block is just under your pelvis, not on your lower spine, your lumbar spine. And you could do this without the block. So I prefer to do it with the block, but you're gonna see what feels good in your body. We're gonna bring the left knee into the chest. And on that left leg, you have the foot flexed. And then let's reach that right leg up towards the ceiling. And you're gonna flex that foot as well. And then we're gonna slowly lower that leg towards the floor. Y'all probably know this one because I do it a lot because I love it. Letting the heel hover over the ground. Keep breathing and keep pressing with both feet. You probably get that I have a thing about pressing with the 4 points of our feet today, right? I want you to feel how your body engages when you use your feet, right? Now again, we're gonna lift that right leg up towards the ceiling and then slowly lower it down towards the ground and let it hover over the ground. Keep breathing. We're gonna do that one more time. So whenever you're ready, stretch that right leg up and slowly lower it down to the ground and let it hover for just a breath or so. You're still pressing with those feet, you're still breathing. Since we're on the ground, you might have your eyes closed. Now when you're ready, we're gonna bend that right knee, bring the right knee and switch your hands to the right knee. Then you're going to stretch the left leg up. Both feet are flexed. You're using the 4 points of both feet. And you're going to slowly lower that left heel towards the ground. And again, you can do this with or without the block. Whenever you're ready, we're going to bring that left leg up towards the ceiling and slowly lower. Still breathing. Still engaging our feet. This will be our last time. Left leg comes up. Slowly lower down to the ground. again, holding it for a breath or so. And then very carefully, we're going to bring the left knee in, and then we're going to stretch both feet up towards the ceiling. Okay, so again, you could have the block under your bottom or not. If you are used to doing a full shoulder stand, or you have another way that you like to do shoulder stand, you're welcome to do that. I'm just going to breathe and pause for a moment. You know, make whatever adjustments you want. You might want to get rid of the block or make the block higher. If you're doing full shoulder stand, you might put a blanket underneath your shoulders. And just breathe and relax and notice your breath. And then I want you to, however you have your, your legs up, I want you to explore moving your feet. So you might point and flex the feet. You might take your feet in circles, right? And if you do circles, again, you're exploring both directions. And you also might do the, big toes up, little toes down, but you're just moving your feet in different ways and seeing how that feels in the rest of your body or wherever else you feel it. And eventually we'll come to a place where we stop exploring with our feet. And you're still breathing. When you're ready, and you might want to keep those legs extended a little bit longer, but whenever you're ready, you're going to bend your knees and carefully bring your feet to the floor one at a time. If you have the block underneath you, you're going to lift up your pelvis and take the block out. And as you settle onto the floor, so especially if you have the block under your hips, and now you don't have it there, notice how your pelvis feels on the ground. So you might still have your knees bent and your feet flat, you might have extended your legs, but I want you to just feel your pelvis on the ground for a moment. And I know now that we're all laying here, it's like, maybe it should be time for Shavasana. I wanted to do just a little bit more, but I don't want to overwork y'all. So if it sounds inviting, if you're ready to do Shavasana, I invite you to go ahead and do that. If you want to do one more thing, I'm going to invite you to bend your knees and put your feet about hip width apart, and maybe 6 to 8 inches heels from the buttocks. And we're going to use our arms on our sides to press into the ground. Inhale, you're going to lift up your pelvis and your chest. Exhale, pelvis comes down. Working with your breath, inhale, pelvis, chest up. Exhale, pelvis down. The chest will automatically follow the pelvis, right? Now, if you want to add in the head, we're going to extend the left arm, and the head will turn away from the arm. So the inhale, pelvis, chest, left arm up, head turns away. Exhale, arm comes down, head center, hips down. Alternate sides. Next inhale, pelvis, chest, right arm up, head turns to the left. Just doing that a couple of times, or doing whatever aspects of it feel good. Now, when you have completed each side, one more time, come into the center, and one more time bring your knees into your chest. Gentle hugging or a little circle. And I want you to check in with your body and ask yourself, is there anything else that I need before I make my way into Shavasana? And I'll tell you what popped into my head, and you're welcome to join me if you want to. Extending the arms and the legs on the ground. Inhale, just like you're standing up with your arms extended. Exhale, you're going to bring the legs up and the arms down and lift your hips up a little bit. Inhale, like we're moving into plow pose, halasana. Inhale, extend the arms and the legs. Exhale, arms come down, lift up your hips a little bit. You're like, you must be crazy sauce today, and that's very possible, okay? Now, if on one of these movements it feels appropriate for you, you might lift your hips and take your feet overhead or onto the wall and make your way into plow pose. And if you do come into plow pose, you're going to hold that pose for a little bit, not pop in and out of it. And whenever you're complete with it, you'll bend the knees, carefully roll down your back, take your feet, and then you might extend the arms and the legs for just a breath or two as our counter pose. And then you're gonna decide if you want to do anything else, and then eventually you'll make your way into Shavasana. So, what does your body want right now? What does your mind need right now? And then eventually get yourself to a comfortable position where your body is supported by the earth or blankets, whatever's underneath you. You're warm, you're comfortable, softening your eyes and your jaw, the back of the throat. And with each exhale, imagine that you're releasing any toxins, any negative thinking, anything that your mind, body, and spirit don't need right now. Shri Lakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. So as your awareness starts to come back to your breath, to your body, to your space, noticing once more how you're feeling, mind, body, and spirit. And if you'd like to do a short breathing and focus practice, I invite you to sit up. And as you're making your way to a seated place, keeping yourself in that quiet place, maybe you still keep your eyes closed. You don't do a whole lot of moving, just stretch however you need to get comfortable. And then I'm going to invite you to take all of your fingertips together and to point your fingers down towards the ground, right? So it kind of makes a little triangle with the index finger and the thumbs, and pointing towards the ground. And I have my wrists resting on my thighs, and obviously if it's not comfortable for your hands, then don't do it. And you're going to start to focus on your breath. If you use Ujjayi breathing, where we close the back of the throat slightly, I'm going to invite you to do that on the inhale and the exhale. We've done this before, where I've invited you to move down to the ground. So I want you to imagine your fingertips are pointing towards the floor except for your thumbs. Imagine that you are growing roots with your hands, especially through the fingertips, maybe down through your sits bones and your elbows, and your knees, all the parts of the body that are pointing down towards the earth. And if possible, you're still using your ujjayi. And then with the lower part of the body rooted towards the earth, I want you to imagine that the parts of your body pointing skyward, the shoulders, the crown of the head, the face, pointing towards the sky. Some might say towards like universal consciousness, expansiveness. So being able, the concept that's kind of coming through in my head, so by being connected, grounded to the earth, we're able to expand. I get the picture of, like a tree, like the trunk and towards the ground, and then the branches and the leaves are expanded out. We're all very aware of a different way of being on our planet for many different reasons. Of course, pandemic and social justice and all our awarenesses that seem to be coming to a head. So think of a zip, pop. Could be better images like this. And so what can you do to care for yourself so that you might be part of the change on the planet that's happening? But knowing that if we don't each take care of ourselves, we won't be able to be part of change. And notice if any thoughts or images popped into your head. It's okay if they did, it's okay if they didn't. But what's one thing that you can do today to take care of you? And so one thing is that you showed up to do class together. So that's an awesome start. Is there anything else you'd like to do to take care of you? It doesn't have to be something physical. All sorts of possibilities. So once you get that idea, whatever it is, and if it's like I've done enough, that's okay. I'm going to invite you to bring your hands together and then turn your fingers up towards the sky and take your thumbs and rest them on your breastbone, your sternum. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up, for doing the practice. Then I'm going to invite you to do our 3 planetary healing sounds. So with an inhale, taking your arms up towards the ceiling, exhaling the sound U to the heart. Inhaling the arms out to the sides with the palms open, exhaling the sound Ah to the heart. Inhaling, scooping up from the ground and exhaling the sound of Om to the heart. Very lovely having someone in the room with me today and making sound with me because I can't hear any of you or barely see you. So thank you so much, all of you, for being here, and I am so grateful that all of you are here and that you keep showing up, keep doing practice, because really that's how we're going to be available to be part of the change. I really believe that. So thank you so much. Namaste. The computer's so much further away. Okay.